Okay, I'm not jumping on the Gina Carano bandwagon in hopes to get some clicks. I actually genuinely have thoughts on this matter because when you look at it from all sides, you realize the absurdity and how stupid this is. Now, I knew about Gina when she was still a kickboxer, and her being an actress and often playing a strong, badass woman suits her well. Now, I will admit, I am not a fan of The Mandalorian. Don't get me wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It looks like it's well written, well made, and I love that it has succeeded in restoring the love of Star Wars for so many people. But even as I do have access to Disney Plus, every time I watch an episode of The Mandalorian, I keep finding excuses to watch something else afterwards. Maybe the wounds from Last Jedi are deeper than I thought. And that's the thing. I know the sequel trilogy has its defenders and its fans. The whole Force's female gimmick and everything they did to crap on the original trilogy and its legacy has obviously been a case of get woke, go broke. They clearly didn't understand the fan base that got them there. We're all for strong female protagonists, but give us something relatable or some kind of development or obstacle for them to overcome. They did the same thing with the Mulan remake. Yeah, just make the female protagonist already perfect in every way and final boss level of power, and they never lose. How is that interesting? But while Kathleen Kennedy's attempt at pushing strong female characters failed with a lot of fans, the Mandalorian crew, which is not the same people that wrote the sequel trilogy, managed to succeed with the fans embracing Gina Carano's Cara Dune character. You would think Lucasfilm has what they want. They have a strong female character for all the girls to enjoy and for all the male fans to embrace. And, she doesn't play by Hollywood's rules. Wait. She has differing opinions. What? She's showing views right of Chairman Mao? No! Oh my God. She expressed concerns over voter fraud after the election. What? Wait. She's making fun of masks on social media? No, you can't have that. She's expressing a point of view that criticizes cancel culture and people getting persecuted for their beliefs? Oh, yeah, I got it. Let's get back at her for criticizing cancel culture and proving cancel culture doesn't exist by petitioning and getting her fired. That makes perfect sense. I kid you not, as I'm typing this thing, the stupid grammar corrector is suggesting I don't use the phrase criticizes cancel culture. Bitch, I say what I want. And that's the deeper problem and why this story keeps making the rounds everywhere. What did Gina say? She said on an Instagram post, Jews were beaten in the streets not by Nazi soldiers but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? And that is what Lucasfilm's own social media claimed.
Her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable.
Someone please explain to me, what part of her statement denigrates people for their beliefs? There's nothing that I see that's anti-Semitic. You ask a Jewish person, they won't think it's anti-Semitic. In fact, she's probably saying what Nazis did to Jews was bad. She's just simply making a comparison to what's going on today with half the country pissed off and blaming the other half for all the problems going on. And people in power egging them on to continue hating each other. It's to the point where people from other countries on the outside looking in are thinking, dude, knock this off. I've seen left-leaning people call what she said as conservative victim complex. And yes, I could say that that's true, but I see both sides constantly claiming to be the victims. It's like a game of, no, I'm the victim, no, I'm the victim. And look, I don't deny that there are conservatives and far rights who are homophobic, transphobic, etc., and not very tolerant. I get that. But far lefts are guilty of this shit too. And only they have the media on their side while constantly throwing around the Nazi word since before Trump got elected. Always labeling anyone to the right of Chairman Mao as Nazis for merely disagreeing with them. So it's okay when leftists do it, but not when righties do it? Even if you're going to call what Gina said as conservative victim complex, there is some truth to what she said. You've had people constantly express views against Trump supporters and conservative, some going as far as saying we need to eliminate them, with politicians sharing the same sentiment and encouraging people to go after them, all on social media with no consequences. Remember when Maxine Waters publicly told all the people to go harass Trump officials? Even Pedro Pascal, the fucking star of The Mandalorian, was quoted on social media comparing ICE centers to concentration camps and comparing Trump supporters to Nazis. And he didn't get any consequences. You've had James Gunn making creepy pedo jokes, and he still has a job eventually. Jack Morrissey tweets about putting MAGA kids in wood chippers? Nothing. Oh, but Gina talks about conservatives getting persecuted for their beliefs. What? What? She said what? Oh my god, we need to cancel Gina Carano. Everybody get on Twitter and get the hashtags trending. If you are truly a goddamn feminist, you should be pissed right there. Pedro gets away with making comparisons, but Gina gets fired for it. Male privilege alert, motherfuckers! Oh, wait. You're all about that bullshit unless she doesn't share the same opinions or beliefs. So it's okay when you label one side as a Nazi, but not okay when the other side labels something as a Nazi. Rules for thee, not for me. For all you people on the left who favor socialism and throw around the word Nazi like a racial slur, Nazis and communists are two sides of the same socialist coin. Nazi being short for National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. And both of them were equally responsible for killing off their own citizens for not having the same opinions and beliefs, or simply for being who they were. My Oma and Opa in Austria and Yugoslavia, respectively, were just as worried about both of them during World War II. And again, Gina, by comparing being a Republican to a Jew in Nazi Germany, she was essentially criticizing cancel culture and people who attack others for differing beliefs, and how people will seek you out and try to ruin you for being you. So what better way to prove her wrong by proving her right instead? You idiots cannot make this shit up. The whole push of Biden as the great uniter. Oh, the Democrats are in power and we have big tech on our side and we are the party of tolerance and embrace different views. Except when we fucking don't and try to get you fired instead. Now, do I think that liberals are on the verge of rounding up conservatives into ghettos before being shifted like cattle? No. But it doesn't stop people from feeling that way. In my point of view, Gina said nothing wrong. At least nothing worth getting fired over. She was basically saying that people who don't treat their political neighbors decently can be roped into doing things that are evil. Maybe she didn't need to make an overall Holocaust comparison and could have worded it differently. But people have said much worse or have been much more direct, and they still have a job. Again, her co-star literally made a Holocaust comparison, and he's still the star. So Pedro is good because he's on the progressive left, but Gina is bad because she isn't? So explain to me how that is supposed to lead Americans to unite again now that Trump is gone. Oh, wait, you have bitches like Pelosi too busy trying to get him impeached again. Right, because that's what we need to spend all of government money to do instead of helping reopen businesses, you fucking morons. And even if you do feel like what she said was dumb and morbid, you need to realize that the obvious bias by the media and big tech is one reason why 70 million Americans feel the same way she does. And firing people just for expressing their opinions, morbid or not, it's just proving their point. Even if we disagree on what she said being true or not true, and you think what she said was stupid and out of line, can we at least agree that she didn't deserve to get fired over it? Even if what I think you say is idiotic, you have a right to say it. I don't believe in canceling people for what they say. Now, if it's a personal attack on an individual or a call to violence, then that's another matter. Am I saying people shouldn't be held accountable for it? Not at all. If you say something explicitly racist and get caught saying stuff like, kill all insert minority group here, then yes, you deserve to be held accountable and suffer consequences. But Gina didn't say anything of the sort. She didn't denigrate anybody. She didn't say anything hateful about anybody. If someone's political stance ruins your enjoyment of their work, look, if I only watch or listen to people with the same political beliefs or religious beliefs that I have, then my list would be extremely small. So even though I lean right of center, I enjoy the work of countless actors, actresses, artists, and musicians, even if they're bleeding lefties and sometimes say stupid political shit I don't agree with. I understand if you're more, hey, I don't give you money to express your political views, I give you money to pretend to be someone else, or I give you money to play an instrument or a sport for my entertainment. But they're human beings with opinions just like the rest of us. And if they're saying something of their own accord on their own time, like their own Twitter feed, for example, it's your fault for following it. And if you think people should lose their jobs over it, well, this is the society that you fuckers have created.
Oh, look at all those people canceling their Disney Plus subscription because of Gina getting fired. I thought they're against cancel culture.
No, boycotts and getting people fired are two different things. The people who are boycotting and canceling their subscription are simply choosing not to give money to Disney anymore because they continue to do things they don't support. But still acknowledging the right for the show to continue on and Disney to exist. You cancel culture fucks are just throwing tantrums until you get your way. And if you're all about racial injustice and progressive reforms, where were you when John Boyega practically got censored and his character got downplayed in the sequel trilogy because China doesn't like black people, yet Lucasfilm wanted China's money? You're going to attack Gina Carano for what she said and get her fired, but say nothing about actual concentration camps being held in the Chinese province where they filmed the goddamn Mulan remake? That's the problem. People are directing their outrage to the wrong things. I guess they're following example of Congress, and it makes it scary to think that if people want you gone, they'll find a way. And nowadays, it doesn't matter how long ago your statement was. Even if your views have changed, you can still get in trouble for what you said if it doesn't fit in with what the media and big tech narrative is pushing. The best course of action for people who criticize cancel culture is to prove them wrong by showing it doesn't exist. And how do you do that? You let people live their lives and say what they want to say. It's not that fucking hard. If you allow only one point of view to exist on a platform but not another, then you're the epitome of cancel culture. And if you're going to keep doing this shit to people you don't like, then stop acting so surprised when they fight back, either find new adventures, or keep losing trust in the media, big tech, and the establishment government. I'm Desert Coyote 22, and thanks for listening.